I don't want your woman because I got it like that. Talk to him, Missy. Now we're going to go ahead and break the ice. I don't even like starting the pod on this level, but I have to. I just got back from the gym. I put on my podcast shirt, feeling good, feeling great, you know. Got to go get my protein in. But sitting here next to your wife, she just blurts out, "Did you take a shower? You stink." And I'm like, damn, like, how are you supposed to smell when you leave the gym? And to me, I don't even smell that egregious. I don't even smell that bad. What do you smell? Like, tell me the fragrance you're smelling right now.
There's space between us, and I can smell him.
It's okay. My thing is, my underarms don't stink. I know what she's smelling. Fellas out there, you know, sometimes, like, you get tights, and your tights are a little bit dated. And they still
If that's how they smell, then you need to throw them in the trash can after you take these off.
No, I think I'm with the commercial.
I'm so irritated because I'm already coming up on a headache, and then I sit next to him and he just smells awful.
I don't even smell that bad for real. You're hating, but that's okay. Neither here nor there. Welcome to.
You gotta have bad. You gotta love somebody to sit next to them.
Nah, bro.
And just deal with their funk. And let that be me. Let that have been me.
I'm gonna let you cook because you're the same person who wears natural deodorant on a regular basis.
I do. My armpits don't stink.
Girl, I don't say anything about it because I love you. So I'm never gonna call you out on the public forum like you're doing right now. But you be musty in the mule rack.
I do not be musty. No, I don't.
But that damn natural deodorant
no,
ain't
I
rocking.
don't. I actually really like the natural deodorant that I'm using. It's by Salt and Stone.
They don't like you.
It has longevity and
it got what in it?
Longevity. It lasts.
It has longevity. Like that's your catchphrase.
I just feel like he doesn't know how to take the heat. Anytime somebody says something about him, he has to return the energy. You have to come back.
It just be
it's like a
what is it like?
It smell like? It's like you like sour.
Yeah, I'll take that.
So now I'm sitting here smelling your drawers.
That's exactly. I'm not too big to admit. Maybe you need to buy me. She comes on this microphone every week talking about if you like something, you need to buy me more. Oh, you like what I had on? Buy me more. You don't like how I smell? Fix the situation. Buy me more tights. It's my tights. It's really my tights that I have on. I can't smell. I don't even smell myself for real, but I think you're lying. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you love your spouse the way I love mine, you should just be able to love them through the smells and through the turmoil of your nose hurting. Just love me. I want you to love me like I love you. What you looking at?
We got roughly 50 minutes left. Now I'm counting down the minutes so I can run up out of here.
Christmas. What's going on? Anyway, go to YouTube and you can see my shorts that I have on. I just raised up my leg. You can see my tights. I have a Fabletics subscription. Kevin Hart got me. What can I say? I'm a Kevin Hart fan, all right? So I went and I subscribed to Fabletics and I have new tights and they smell great and they fit well and I like those tights. But you know, sometimes you got your favorite shorts, you got your favorite tights, and no matter how hard you try to wear your new items, you always seem to go back to that main thing because that main thing has never let you down.
I mean, smells do get trapped in clothes. There's a t-shirt that I like to sleep in, and there is a smell in it that I cannot get rid of. And I have just had to make peace with the fact that I'm going to have to throw it in the trash can.
Hell no, I ain't throwing these tights away. And I got them, I want to keep it real. Like I got them on the sale rack at the Nike store.
Maybe like soak them in some baking soda and vinegar or something.
Soak these in your mouth. How about that?
I would soak anything in my mouth if that's how the outside smell. I definitely don't want to smell the inside.
And you know what? So right now, this is not even an ad. This is why it's important for men to have Manscaped on tap. Like I do typically, if I know we're doing something right after I get done working out, I'm going to go get my Manscaped wipes, bow, bust it down, nut to butt. Get the Manscaped spray, bust it down, nut to butt. And then you feel refreshed again. Stopping here. It's not a shower replacement. Hold on, whoa. Manscaped is not to replace the shower. It's to keep you fresh if you can't get to the shower in that moment. I came from the gym. I got a little busy. So I was working on some things. I didn't have time to go with my Manscaped situation. So that's all it is. It's not like I'm just walking around here on an everyday smelling, sour like this. But today may be one of those days because I have on time. But don't you want somebody to smell like a man?
No.
Okay, never mind. I don't want to smell like a man either.
Not like that.
Yeah, it is what it is. But that's why I got all these colognes. Welcome back, everybody. This is She and I, the Smelly Podcast. I am your host, Be Love. And like always, I have my very special host with me,
India Marie.
India Marie and Be Love, the husband and wife duo you didn't know you need, but you got us and we are here to stay. This is the best thing to happen on a Tuesday. Well, damn it, since Monday. Give it up for yourself right now.
Since this is the beginning of the podcast,
Talk to him.
Let me stop y'all.
Talk to
right
him.
now.
I've
been looking at the subscribers on YouTube.
Talk
we
to
at like
him.
850.
Okay.
So it's like 150 away from 1,000.
Okay.
So if you listen to this podcast every single week,
Talk to him.
go to YouTube.
Yeah.
Hit the subscribe button.
Yeah.
Okay? She and I podcast.
Okay.
Do us a solid.
Yo.
Since we've been giving y'all this content every week.
For
almost 5 years now.
5 years, yeah. But listen, it's going.
Okay.
Hey, man. It's partly to do with me too. I'm gonna keep it real. Like sometimes I get lazy. And some weeks I be like, shit, I'm popping with content. And other times you get lazy. It's a struggle to get up, copy, edit videos, then go and to bust them down, then put them on YouTube. It's a struggle. I'm getting better. I'm gonna get better. Fourth quarter is here, and then by the time the goal is by the end of October, we're gonna have 2,000, not 1,000. I want 10, I want 100, but we gonna get there. Slow grind, ain't no grind, but it is what it is. Now I'm upset. Not only is she talking about the way I smell, but she knows I'm not good today. I'm not even gonna lie. We're recording this on a Monday.
We supposed to be going to the Drake concert tonight.
I'm not well. That's what y'all say. I'm not well. I'm sick right now. Drake has now pushed the show back twice, the second time. And at this point, I'm nervous. I'm shaking to my foundation. I think the show will be canceled. On the flip side, I'm like, damn, man, I'm Miss Drake.
Doesn't he have a new album dropping this week?
For the dog. For the dogs. I can't wait. I'm a dog. I'm one of the dogs that it's for. She didn't like Tell the people why you don't like Marvin's Room real fast.
I don't even feel like... So, full transparency, I'm not a super Drake fan. Me and him have debated on this
and we will continue
multiple times. And he's just not my favorite. I think he makes hits, but there is not a single Drake album that I want to listen to.
Let's just do this.
Front to back. Okay? Well, right now I'm just, I'm coming out of your aura.
I'm like, damn, you got scoliosis.
Out of your aura.
Love doing it.
So when he said he wanted to go to the concert, I was like, okay, that's fine. But it was kind of like a trade-off. He's like, I'll go see Beyonce with you.
But I'm a Beyonce fan.
Go. But he's never wanted to go and see like a Beyonce world tour. Like I've seen Beyonce twice with my girlfriends, not with him. So this is his first time going to see Beyonce by herself. He was like, I go see Beyonce. And he was like, so we definitely going to see Drake. So
for sure.
He got tickets. I was like, okay, cool. I could jam to, some of the old hits. That new album, the most recent album he came out with, I didn't like that one at all.
Her Loss? Are you crazy right now?
Yeah. The most recent one? Yeah.
Anyways. Oh, my bad. You for real?
So, but my best friend went and saw Drake in Houston last week, I think.
I can't believe she disrespected me.
And she sent us the clips from the concert. And I was like, oh. I was like, now I'm kind of excited. Like, it looked lit. I was like, okay, cool. Got excited about the concert. As soon as I get excited about the concert, he postpones it again, second time.
But it ain't for you to get excited. It's people like me. It's not for the casual fan. You know what I mean? Drake puts on for people like me who's been down. I'm talking about being down. You see what I'm saying? And this will be my third time seeing him. However, this was planning to be one of the best times because he's walking through the crowd. I feel like he was going to walk beside me and pull your boy up on stage. We were going to jam a little bit. Jaded. Now, Jaded is my song because I have been brokenhearted before. Like, she left me jaded. back in the day. I told y'all about that. She went on a date with another guy to Sticks and then act like it was all love when she got back in town. We can't. It can't
I
be
act
all
like it
love.
was. I did go on a date to Sticks.
While she was talking to me. So we never really talk about her past and the things
We don't
that
have
she
to talk
did.
about it because the reason why I went on the date is because
Leaving me,
you were doing your thing. I don't know why niggas think that if they doing their thing, the girl not supposed to do their thing. We gonna do our thing together, separately.
Y'all be tripping, but you can't do that. What Steve Harvey used to say, you can't be a woman and do the things that I do. You can't be.
Delusion for me.
Can
The
you,
delusion.
do you want to smell like me?
Delusion.
Do you want to smell like I
It's
smell?
delusion.
You can't be a woman and
It
do the
is
things that I do.
delusion.
Call it what you want to. Needless to say, we're not going to see the Drake concert this great day, Monday. And I'm like I said, I'm hurt. I could have bought a ticket to Houston. I love Houston. I could have went, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Big O. We could have kicked it, me and my dog. But unfortunately, I stayed here to try to give it up for Drake. And yeah, it's not going to happen. I feel nervous that he's going to cancel the concert. And I'm saying all that to say, on the flip side of that, I'll get my money back. And I paid, listen, where we're sitting, I paid the price. I paid the cost to be the boss. And I'm not mad about getting that money back. I'm not going to be mad at him, but I am going to be mad that I missed him. You know what I mean? So I'm hurt. Today is not a good day for me, but I'm going to try to push through the podcast and give y'all a great episode. But anyway, India, are you ready? Because we have the listener question that we've been talking about for the last 2 weeks to get to. So let's do it.
We got D. Chill. Let's talk on the podcast.
I told you my computer's not good either. I can remove that. Don't even worry. That won't be heard. I know what I did wrong. I know. Don't even worry about me. I worry about you. I'm not good today. Talk to me. Let's go.
All right. Hi, Baird in India.
That's
Before
us.
I start, I know this is a very sensitive subject, so I understand if you guys don't want to share on the podcast. My husband's dad passed away in February of 2022. Our
God
daughter
bless.
is 5 years old and has recently started breaking down, crying, saying how she misses him and asking why isn't Papa coming back. At first, she would do it whenever she either got in trouble or if we tell her to stop doing something. Now it's more random, like if we go out or like this morning, she sat at the table to eat breakfast and started crying, saying she misses him. Being 5 years old, of course, they don't understand at this age and are really confused. We want her to express these feelings and tell her that it's okay to be sad. I remember on one of the episodes, she spoke about Bear losing his dad and was wondering if Blake has moments like this. Should we find her a therapist? My husband and I don't really know what to think, but believe this could possibly be something to look into. But also wondering if there are any other parents experiencing the same thing. We would love to hear your advice and or thoughts on this.
Thank you for writing that letter. Beautiful, by the way.
So with Blake, when Bear's dad passed, so Blake is 5 now, almost 6. Bear's dad passed in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like 3.
Yeah.
Almost. Or he was getting ready to turn 3.
Mm-hmm. So he was 2.
He did have a very good relationship with Bear's dad.
For sure.
And he was very confused when he was no longer around because everybody just kept telling him that Papa went to heaven.
Mm.
There was only one time that I distinctly remember seeing like sadness in his face, but it wasn't around the funeral or anything because he slept through the whole thing.
On the front row.
He was super young. So, we didn't deal with anything immediate, but I remember me and him were driving.
Mm-hmm.
We were leaving the grocery store. We're driving and the sky is like beautiful. You know those skies you see where it's just like, wow, God, like nobody other than God could have done it.
Hallelujah.
So we're looking and I think it had just rained and like the sun is like peering through the clouds and like the rays are just beautiful. And he stares off and he just like stops. And I'm like looking at him and I'm like, are you okay? And he's like, he didn't say anything. And then he like comes out of it. And then he asked me about Papa randomly.
I didn't even know that.
Asked me about Papa.
They don't tell me things like that. I'm not privy to that information.
I did tell you about it. You must forgot about it.
My bad.
So I don't know. Maybe Papa was talking to him, that day. But he did ask about him often. Like,
right.
Where's Papa? Where's Papa? And he just didn't understand. But the more he kept asking about him, the older he was getting. And so he started to understand, like, Papa's just not coming back.
It's over.
Another thing that helped is that after Papa passed, we had several big deaths in our family.
That helped?
After he... Well, no. Well, yeah, because
I understand.
he
I'm just messing with you. I
like,
got you.
These people are passing away and they're not coming back.
Understood.
Because it's like, Papa passed, then my grandmother passed, then my other grandmother passed. And, he's like, so now he just understands, this person isn't coming back. Yeah. Because he was so young then, we didn't have to worry about any like separation anxiety. So we didn't have any big moments where he was breaking down because he missed someone. Yeah. Now that he's older, if he were to lose like Barrett's mom or my mom or something like that.
Woo, 97.
I think the situation would be a lot different. Yeah. Even if it was your great grandmother, like his great grandmother, Bear's grandmother is 90. So, we know probably like the next 10 years.
Watch it. Keep going.
Shut up.
Yeah. You'll try to get my grandma too. Gotta watch you. Go ahead.
In like the next 10 years, that time is probably gonna come, right?
Go ahead.
You want to step out while we talk about while I talk to this lady?
Go ahead.
So I think he might handle that a little bit differently just because he's older. He understands his relationship with her and he has spent a lot of time with her. He has spent a lot of time with Papa too, but like I said, he was so young, it wasn't like... He was fine. Yeah. Now, on the flip side of that, just because I've seen this firsthand, I do think you should put her in therapy.
I knew you were going to say yes to the dress.
So I have a cousin, my first cousin.
Oh, yeah.
He passed away. Bless his soul. My cousin Ken. We're the same age. Thick as thieves growing up. He had a daughter. And I want to say that she was probably around 5 or 6.
A little bit older. No. She was older than that. I think, 6 or 7.
Well, Ken passed before your dad passed. It's now 2023.
So, yeah, you're right. You're right about 6 or 7. 6 or 7.
So... she was having a really hard time.
Yeah, it was a different level.
She was having a really hard time. Similar things like breaking down. Why is he coming back? They had to put her in therapy.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's what's up. That's what's up.
She may still go. She may still go. So I would look into it, especially if it's like a behavior thing. I would look into finding her like a grief counselor. Yeah. To kind of help. Because 5-year-olds, they do have big emotions. Like we've noticed with Blake, he's like super frustrated all the time and he does not have the words to put into how he's feeling. So we keep having to ask him a lot of questions to help him put words to what's wrong with him. Yeah. So the grief counselor could possibly help with that.
I would say this too. I would say talk about it openly. Like with me, my dad passed and like you said, he was 2. So for me, the thing I thought about was how can I make him continue to remember the relationship that they had built. So my whole thing, if I'm talking about like things that they did. Do you remember when we went here? Do you remember when we were there? This is a picture of y'all. Like I do stuff like that. So my main thing is to keep the memories alive because that's what you don't want to happen, right? At 5, I know the memories probably will be instilled, but at 2, man, I can't remember what I did at 2 years old. Yeah. However, if I can keep on talking about it and kind of reinforcing it, man, this was Grammy's husband. Like now when she comes up here, she has to visit with me, Mom, and he can't come anymore. But when he was alive, he was coming up here all the time. They would drive, we would meet halfway, y'all would do different things. And he's cool. And then he'd ask, so like, where is he? And then you got it. I don't know what you believe in, but believe in heaven, hell, you got to tell him that. Well, he's in heaven, he's looking at you. He's with you every time you do something. He's proud of you. So that's how I'm giving it up. You know what I mean? And as far as therapy, like you mentioned, I think that it's a good idea at 5 years old. Now, I wouldn't make it a thing. You see what I'm saying? But I don't know how therapy works. I'm going to get to it. Let me get there. I would make it a thing. I wouldn't be like, hey, you're going to see somebody. You're going to see a psychiatrist because of grief. I wouldn't do that. I would almost say you guys go with her for the first one or two times. And after that, I think it should be more of talking through her feelings in a setting she feels comfortable. That's what I mean by not making it a thing. Like,
so that's usually how it works, though.
I see. I don't know. Yeah.
They wouldn't just drop her off.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like the parents would be there. So it's not making it a thing. It's just, like I said, there are people out there that are more experienced in that kind of stuff than we are as parents.
That's a fact. Because I'm telling you, if he was 5 years old having breakdowns, I wouldn't know what to do. So congratulations and kudos to you all for handling this the way you are. And for anybody, not just you all, I feel like you're doing a good job because you even had the wherewithal to write the message and know that, hey, I might need to seek some help because I can't do this by myself.
Kids get really sad.
Hell yeah.
Like, kids have emotions. And so she's old enough to understand that she has lost somebody that she deeply cared about.
Mm-hmm.
Blake knows who he cares about.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I know exactly who Blake would be devastated if he lost.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it won't hurt.
Yeah. Try it out for sure. I'm trying everything out. And this is what I'm about to get to next, man. Listen, we get basketball coaches, that's my favorite line. We pay for football coaches. We pay for training. If our kid is looking like they're going to excel in something, well, we'll pay to get some extra help, won't we? Man, we'll play to get some baseball coaching, whatever it is. So this same thing goes this way. If we see our kid needs a little bit of mental help, there's no reason why we shouldn't invest in that as well. If we see it, you know what I'm saying? So invest in your kids. I don't have any problem with it. I'm getting therapy, therapizing. I'm finding groups. I'm putting him with other kids that may have gone through that and letting them play. They might start to talk. I'm doing it all. That's me. But once again, one of my homeboys told me this too. He said the biggest thing about that, and that's kind of where I got it from, is to keep the legacy alive. Because unfortunately, this same person lost his life in October of last year. And I give it up for him all the time. Shout out to my guy Larry, rest in peace. He lost his life and he had a 2-year-old. Lost his life in an unfortunate event. And his son is 2. And before he passed, we used to talk about, because his dad passed shortly before my dad passed. And we grew up together. But anyway, needless to say, we used to talk about how it's important to make sure that our kids know who the person was. So I wouldn't try to skate around the comments or be like, man, no, I ain't gonna talk about that. No, I'm talking about it openly. Like, this is what he did. This is how he raised me. This is how you treated your grandma. This is how he treated you. Like, yeah.
Have you thought about getting her something made that she could keep with her? Like a locket necklace?
We got cups
that has a picture but something that she can wear. Ooh. So that when she's like going to school, she can remember like he's always with her. So maybe a little locket necklace that has their picture in it, or a little bracelet. You could maybe, frame a picture of them and put it in their room. It just made me think, because I'm planning on doing a gallery wall in my house. Jesus and Christ. That's one of the pictures that I was going to put on the wall, is a picture of Blake and Pawpaw. So I wish you the best of luck. That's very sad.
And anybody else who's gone through this, let us know in the comments. Where it come? Let us know in the comments. But what you think? Help us out. Like, help me. We all need help. You know, like, your dad is crazy. Her dad came over this weekend, and it's my guy. Love him. Her dad asked me random stuff at like the most random times. We're hanging a chandelier in the house. In the middle of us hanging the chandelier, her dad looked at me and said, "Hey, you think about your daddy all the time, don't you?" I said, "Nigga, what?" I said, "Bro, we hanging the chandelier. What are you talking about? We're sweating, arm tired for holding the chandelier up. I'm holding my arm like this." He looked at me and said, "Think about your daddy all the time, huh?" I ain't said, "Yeah, you know me." I'm like, "Yeah, man, I think about him. I want to see, think about your mama all the time." But I didn't.
But that could have been his way. I mean, that could have been his way of trying to relate. Because my dad has been struggling since my grandmother passed.
For sure. I'm just playing, but it's my guy. I thought that was the most random. Her dad is great. But that was the most random thing, man. We're like, dog, we're hanging up a light right now.
But my dad asks him about his dad every time he sees him.
Every time.
Literally every time he sees him.
Yeah. Maybe he was like, because we were doing things together, he and I, he probably thought like, man, I hope I'm not making him think about his dad. I hope I'm not making him sad. I'm like, nah, I just want to get this light up for real, but I appreciate your the condolences right now. Thank you.
Your mom asked me that.
What? Well, a lot of people asking everybody about me. What did she ask? Am I crazy? Is that what she said? What she asked?
No, she asked. She said, "Is Barrett still grieving?"
I don't. What kind of grieving? It's 2 years. I mean, of course.
Is Barrett still grieving? You know, Barry.
How do you grieve somebody?
And I said he doesn't show any actual signs of sadness until we go to Mississippi. That's what I told her.
Oh, okay. What did you do?
I did tell her. I said he gets sad every time we go to Mississippi.
Did you ask her what she said? Is she still grieving? Why do people ask everybody else about me? Is this what I'm saying?
Well, people always worry about the people who never say, "I don't see anything." It's something people say something like people worry about people who never show their grief because they think that they're always holding it in.
Oh,
so I think it's just their way of checking in and being like, "Are you okay?" Like,
ask.
Are you okay?
I feel like you can ask people that too. Yeah, I think you can ask people if they lost somebody, you know what I mean? Dad, mom, spouse, somebody super close, best friend. You can be like, "Hey man, I'm just checking up in, checking in. Are you good, my G? Like, are you dealing with everything? I know it's been 3 years, but you holding on, right?" One of my homeboys did hit me up. He was like, "Hey man, it was when my dad died. Immediately following, man, I'm gonna keep calling you because I don't want you to be one of them people who just cut the world off." I told him, I said, "Man, it's me. First of all, I'm definitely not that person. Like, yeah, call me. You know what I'm saying? He don't call me anymore for some unfortunate circumstances, but I love you, brother. If you hear this, I don't got no hard feelings. You my guy still. You know who I'm talking about." But anyway, I wish y'all the best, man. I just want your daughter to be happy. I want your family to be great, and we wish you the best, gang. Any parting words?
That's really all I had to say.
Now, where do you
I do think you be hiding grief, though.
No, I don't. Why? Why would I hide grief? Tell me why you think that.
Like you just keep. I think sometimes your jokes be a defense mechanism instead of just like dealing with it. I do.
I think we all deal with grief differently. I think sometimes people laugh through the pain, but I don't think it's a defense mechanism. It's
just they say comedians are like the most like depressed people ever? It's
a show on TV talking about the dark side of comedy that I want to watch.
Yeah.
And they talking about that. You know, Robin Williams, he hung himself and they were talking about the reasons why. Because he was really sad. But he was always trying to make everybody else feel good. I'm not that person. I really feel good. If you ever hear I did something to myself and look no further than the person sitting beside me, she did it. She did it because she's sitting there talking about I stink. She probably put a little poison in my soap trying to make me smell better. Look no further than him.
You do stink.
I'm okay. Nothing's wrong. But for real, with all seriousness though, if you're thinking about, if you have those type of thoughts, man, get some help. Like talk to somebody, you know, let me say that. There are people out there who really have and struggle with those thoughts of self-transitioning. So if you are in that situation, you can even hit me on the DM. I'll talk to you.
Self-transition.
Yeah, you don't say the S word. You didn't know that?
No.
You don't say the S word anymore. What? I gotta teach you something. Let me tell you about my wife.
Why not?
She doesn't watch the news.
It's still because it's too depressing.
She doesn't keep up with current events. She doesn't know politically incorrect words. She could probably get on here and say the F word. She's really an old woman deep down inside. Like she's an 80-year-old white woman deep down in her core. So she might say the N word with a hard ER. Yeah, let me tell you. It was
what the hell are you talking about?
We were coming out of I'm kind of tell the joke. Chill. We were coming out of $5 donuts the other day. And I said, boy, you and your clan just walked out. Leave me alone. What you talking about? She did exactly what she's doing now. I like messing with her, but she's definitely a black lady. I'm sorry, chill. I know you get so upset, so offended, hot in the collar.
What? But okay, so you don't say
the S word. No, it's self-transitioning. Yeah, you don't say the S word because it triggers some people. Because self-transition doesn't it sound better.
Okay.
See, I gotta get you off this podcast. You don't think?
I guess it sounds better.
Yeah, it does. Then the S word, you're not supposed to say that. I know they have the you can say like the hotline, but it's called self-transitioning now. I gotta teach you things, man. See, y'all think I'm the one with the potty mouth. No, it's definitely this one.
I just take things at face value, and whatever it is what it's called to me. This is like quite literally the first time I've ever heard of that term. If I sound insensitive, I'm so sorry. I'm just completely oblivious
Either she don't know,
the word
don't show.
Changing.
I don't care about what's going on in the hood. Self-transitioning. Yeah. Oh, no, self-transforming. No, we're going to look it up later. I don't want to hold y'all up audio experience, baby. But yeah, so with all that being said, if you need help, if you need to know who to call, hit us up. We give you the hotline. You know, you can hit me up if you need somebody to talk to. I got a little time for the people who going through something. Not too much. I can point you in the right direction, though. But yeah, man, where do we go from it? Like, how do you transition?
You should say that for the end of the podcast.
What?
We shouldn't have read that. We should have did that at the end of the podcast.
We should have talked about post-knit in pre-production. Now we are live and the podcast is cooking. So we had to move on. And I wanted this to be my relationship, but I also want to talk about it on the podcast because I thought it was funny. We went out this past weekend and we went to get something to eat. We were getting some food, we're chilling, having a good time. Then we went over our homegirl house, shout out to Alex, and we were talking about the honey pack that I mentioned last week. And we got to talking about, like, why you in India? Why you need that? You getting old. You don't even need that. I'm like, I told you last week, like, I don't need it. And she knows that I don't need it because I didn't take it that night and I rocked the world. You see what I'm saying? But needless to say, we started talking about natural things you can take. And one of my own girls told me the most crazy thing I think I've ever heard. Eat a habanero pepper. She said it's supposed to make you, it's supposed to make you.
We were talking about natural aphrodisiacs.
They talk about oysters. We all know about that one, but habanero peppers? Bro, let me tell you something right now, fellas. If your lady presents you with a habanero pepper and says it's going to make you go all night long, bro, just opt out. At that point, I don't know what you're doing. You like why? Opt out. Nobody wants to do that. Then,
but I would imagine that they're not just.
Well, go ahead, you type it in there. I see you.
Go ahead and say what you're going to say.
Because then I can imagine, right? You eat the habanero pepper and y'all know peppers, they linger. They linger on your body. They linger in your insides and they might linger on your tongue. So when you go down to give her a little bit of that, you know what I mean? It might have a little heat on your tongue.
But I wouldn't just eat the pepper. Cut it up, make a salsa or something.
But
it's okay. So it's something in the pepper.
Eat the pepper.
I can't say this word.
Capri Sun. That's what it looked like for real. Capsaicin. Okay.
Capsaicin.
Man, we not finna do hooked on phonics.
It says is a natural vasodilator, which can increase the blood flow and libido.
Read that again from the beginning.
Eating habanero warms up the body, causes perspiration, and releases endorphins, body reactions that are also found when engaging in physical activity.
So that's all I came on the podcast today trying to do, right? I came on here still smelling like my natural endorphins, trying to get her to give me some of that endorphin. You see what I'm saying? I tried to make you come close. Look at this crap. And the crazy part about it is I left the gym and I hugged somebody that I haven't seen in a while. I hope I wasn't too smelly. But anyway, natural endorphins because it makes your body sweat.
That's what it says.
So do you
speaking of natural stuff. So when I was in high school, I had a teacher. She was, if you went to high school with me, she taught two things. She taught Spanish and then she also taught African American Lit. I took her for both. So when I took her for African American Lit,
that's a wild subject transition.
One time, if we had downtime, we would just sit and shoot the shit with some of our favorite teachers. Whoa. So this is what was happening at this point. She was also, I think, one of the...
this wasn't even in the 90s. This was like the 2000s. Y'all were acting like this.
Yeah. So we're just sitting down shooting the shit. And she was like, y'all be spraying all that bullshit on y'all, spraying perfumes and all of that on you. Listen, all you got to do is dab a little bit of yourself. Dab it right here and right here. It'll make him go crazy. I said, And she's saying this since I wasn't even having sex in high school. I didn't have sex until towards the end of my senior year. That's what I'm saying. Nah, bro. So this was probably like my junior or senior year.
Shiloh not going to school. Shiloh gonna be homeschooled. My baby gonna be homeschooled.
Yeah, that's what she said. So
she said
stop spraying the perfumes and stuff on your body and dab a little coochie juice behind your ears and let them go crazy off the coochie juice. That's what she said.
Man, I'm going to go back and tell the homies. Maybe know how that thing smells.
I need somebody to test it out. I'm going to test it out and let you know.
If you test it out fresh out the shower, then you should be okay. But I can imagine you doing Pilates and then just... Man, you get your stinking ass away from me. Talking about me, you don't want to walk around here with coochie on your neck. I start thinking you like women after that. Like, damn, I know how coochie smell. That's what I'm going to ask you. I'm going to say, who you been around?
Myself.
Whoa. I didn't know your neck was that long to be able to get down there like that and get busy. That's what I'm going to tell you. I ain't never heard somebody tell a man, listen, in the middle of the day, when you want to get your woman ready, reach down in your pants between your nuts and then go hug her. What's going? Yeah, she's already talking about how I smell right now. Imagine me doing this.
That sounds
Why
disgusting.
You smell like that? See?
But it's different for women. Y'all actively
no, it ain't. It's the same.
Drink the juices that flow. So what exactly? How could it be any different?
Because I could say the exact same thing about you all.
No.
What? Your face is down there. It's the same thing.
But there's nothing coming out until the very end.
But it's skin on skin. So I can get, bro, it's the same. We're not finna get this graphic right now. It's the same.
It is not the same thing.
Needless to say, I did think about that when we were having these conversations. I was like, damn, I want to find some natural. I did the ashwagandha and that maca root. I do like I take those on a regular basis. So they could be why I'm long and strong anyway. Give it up for me one time. I hope this works. Yeah, I got nervous. Talk to him. You know I will. So you got to be careful. You got to be careful. Now, I pull up my phone because I had one more thing that we needed to discuss before I get into my relationship. And it was all over the internet, man. Let's talk about it real fast. We ain't going to talk. You know what? Yeah, we're going to talk about it real quick. I was going to save it for next week. You heard what Unc and Brittany Renner was on their show talking about Club Shay Shay. She had 35 bodies and she was 35. You think that's a lot?
She was actually on Club Shay Shay?
Yeah. Brittany Renner. She's great for television. Like she is a person, if a person was made for TV, she's one of those people who was like this great for content and controversy. But 35 bodies.
She's had 35 bodies.
She's 35 years old. 35 years old, 35 bodies. I don't think it's that big of a deal.
This is not for me to say, really. Like, because I don't want y'all being mad at me if I think it's too lot. If I think it's a lot. For me personally, 35 is a lot. You're exchanging energy, but that's a lot of people.
Oh my God.
I just.
Yes.
So what age did she? What?
It
So
don't
that
even
means she
matter.
had sex with like almost 4 people per year.
Nah, I
in
did.
her adult years.
I did. If she was 25, if she started having sex when she was 25, then that would be 4 guys a year. So 1 a quarter.
Yeah, I don't want to have sex with 4 guys a year.
And she said some of them were one night stands, and I don't think there's a lot for somebody like that. Let me tell you why. Because of the access that she has. Maybe she got famous at what? I don't know how old she was.
I mean, when she first started, guys weren't even able to follow her.
Exactly. But we don't know what she was doing. And she's from Mississippi. Give it away. She's from, I think I listen to the podcast, Ohio, but she spent most of her life in Mississippi. So she probably knocked off 5 or 10 in the SIP. Who knows? Like, I don't know what she was doing. Needless to say, 35 for somebody who's traveled, who's in the public eye, who has access to multiple different people. I don't think that's a lot. I think the more people you come around and the more access that you have, your number will significantly increase. If I was single and I went from Mississippi, Hazelhurst, I came to Nashville, I'm single. I left and went to Houston, I'm single. I moved to LA, I'm single. Then I moved to New York.
Is that a guesstimate? Because I feel like if her number's 35, it got to be more than that.
Yeah. If it's 35, it's
more
really,
or less. Like if you remember more. 35, I'm just sitting here thinking of myself. If I had sex with 35 guys, I'm not remembering all 35 of them.
Yeah. And then girls will say this too. Like, if I wasn't in love, then did it count? It's really not a body. If it wasn't good, it's really not a body. But then at a certain age, I don't think you even need to be asking it. Like back in the day, you were young.
I think that's really my thing.
That was a content. That was a pod. You know how I say I'm podding sometimes? Like, he was podding because he took a shot and no, he 35, not a lot. It's not a lot. It's not a lot. I mean, it sounds crazy. It does.
It's just one of them things where it's like some information I just don't care to know. Yeah. You know, like, I don't care if she had sex with 35 guys.
Yeah, I don't care what you do, man. Listen, this is your cat. You know what I'm saying? But me and you dating, right? And we've been in this small town all our life. I can understand why somebody would ask that question, because you're going to run into that person. And you don't want that person seeing you thinking, my God, bless, I used to bust them cheeks down 3-4 years ago. That's a little bit different. But if you, like I said, if you're outside the scope and you've moved on, like me and you, for example, I didn't ask you that.
Yeah.
I've never once. I mean, you know, you asked it jokingly on the pod.
You did, actually.
I did?
Yeah, you were a fucking menace when we first started dating.
Oh, I was crazy, man. Maybe I did. But like now, older me.
That's the young guy's question.
Yeah, we were. And how old was I? 23.
Yeah.
I was 23 years old when we started talking. So I'm just 26 now, but you know what I mean? So yeah, I wouldn't necessarily ask that. So I'm going to skip over the relationship this week, and I'm going to kick it to India and let her do her thing real fast. Let's go ahead and do it.
Let her upgrade you. What would India do?
All right. So I recently just started following The Cut on Instagram because they've been having some real juicy articles here lately. So I came across this post and it says it's both sides of a breakup. And I didn't read the full story, but I thought the slides were interesting. So instead of getting divorced, they got pregnant. The guy says that they met up to finalize a divorce. They went out to dinner. They got drunk. They went home. Got pregnant with baby number 2. The girl says, and I'm pregnant again. Charles was so excited. That's the guy's name. I've never seen him so excited ever. He's like, this time we're going to do it right. This is our second chance. Now, I don't think the baby is the key to the second chance. And then, I don't know, because like I'm reading this and her tone just doesn't really give, like, I'm excited. And so I'm like, did he trap her? Maybe he wanted to bring the baby on board, hoping that it would save the marriage. But I would be so irritated.
My dog, if you think a baby gonna save your marriage, think again, because it ain't gonna do nothing but make things harder. You ain't gonna want to be around it even more, because if you don't want to be around it now, the baby ain't gonna help run, man. And don't bring no baby into chaos either, dog. You don't want to bring no baby into a situation where you don't even like this person for real. Every time you look at her, you get mad. Every time she around, you get mad. Then you gonna go put a baby in her, but get real. I'm out the door, dog. I'm not finna. I cannot lay up with a woman and then be shooting the club up knowing I don't like her. Man, you taking penitentiary chances, dog. I'm telling you, because the thing about it, when the kids come, it's only going to make it. The reason why I say it's only going to make it harder is because you're going to want to do one thing with the kid. If she might be spiteful, might be resentful, and she going to want to do something else, she ain't going to let you get it. You paying child support, all that stuff, bro. Nah.
So unless they spending this whole entire 9 months strictly working on their relationship, I wouldn't expect it to work. I mean, it could. I've heard of stories, of people who filed for divorce and they didn't go through with it and they ended up getting back together and the relationship was better. We've heard of people separating and coming back together after self-reflection. I mean, I was going to say, because I was thinking of a couple that we know that got the divorce, but I don't think they got remarried. The divorce never went all the way through.
I don't even know what you're talking about, but all I know is...
you know exactly. You should know who I'm talking about. This is a very long time ago.
Oh, it's a long time. I don't remember what I did 2 weeks ago. All I know is from this point though, if y'all were together this whole time and you can get it to work this entire time, then it may be... It's a terrible idea to think you're going to get it together in 9 months. I'm just spitballing, you had 2 years to get it together. Within those 2 years, you got her pregnant. And you think 9 months going to change a person that you've been knowing for 2 years, bro? No way. That's why I said, nah, you shouldn't bring a baby. Now, some people can't change. But not in 9 months. Because I'm telling you, the same arguments and the same disagreements that you probably had within that time are going to get magnified when kids come. The time issue that you may have will get magnified. You want to do something now that you can't do because you have to have the kids. Now you frustrated at her. You mad at her. Everything will get... Kids are great. I'm not saying kids are not. Kids are beautiful. But kids are great when they come into a household that they feel love in. I feel like when they feel the love in the house, then they're going to naturally start to be great people. I think when kids come into a household in turmoil is when things go left. And damn, what happened to this kid? Kid came out blank, turned into Chucky by the time he got 6 years old. Cause stabbing people in the bathroom and everything. You gotta watch out. It's Halloween. 'Tis the season. I like how I did that right there.
Well, I mean, in general, I think it's a bad idea.
Get out.
Could it work? Yes. Well, I mean, they can't get out now. I mean, they could get out, but it just made it a lot harder. Getting out, I feel like getting out with one kid would probably be a lot easier than getting out with 2 kids.
Shit, getting out with no kids would have been a lot easier, man. You gotta get up out of that thing, man. No thing be feeling good. Brother, I know sometimes, how sticky you get. Shout out to Drake. Drake, I'm mad at you. But how sticky you get. You gotta get up out of there, even though it gets that sticky. You gotta get tuck and roll, all right? That's what you need to do. But now that the deed is done, y'all got to figure out how to coexist and co-parent. Some people do a hell of a job at coexisting and co-parenting, but I think that takes a lot of communication and a lot of understanding. You ain't finna just start communicating and understanding nobody who you haven't been communicating and understanding for the last 2 years. So you need to probably get some help. Call somebody. And y'all know, I know she'll say it, but therapy. But for real, y'all might need a mediation if you finna really go through the childbearing process and you don't like one another.
But remember, she said, well, that's not... she said that he's super excited I mean, that's what this is.
Okay.
He's super excited about the baby.
Yeah, nigga, you want baby. He laid up in it. He ain't got no choice but to be excited. Shit, you want to lay up in it and didn't want to get up out. I think one of my homeboys, man, he got a baby mom, and his baby mom is tight. I like his baby mom, but he has a new wife and everything. I be thinking like, damn, like I wonder how did that make the baby mom feel sometimes. I really be wondering that. Like how does the baby mom feel knowing you got a new wife and she just couldn't cut the mustard? You know what I'm saying? I wonder if it ever triggered.
Well, I've seen a lot of times where, a divorce will happen and we've talked about this before, the guy, moving on and starting a new life before the woman does. An example of that would be my grandmother. Bless her soul. But she and my grandfather divorced many moons ago. I never actually knew them together ever. I only remember him with his current wife, and my grandmother never remarried. Never saw her date anybody. She may have, but it's not like she ever brought anybody to the house like, hey, this is this new guy I'm dating or any of that. That never happened.
Sometimes, you got a good woman. They be hoping to get that thing back. They be hoping that, something's going to shake and then you will end up coming back. So, yeah, man. Listen, if you are happy, my friend, then be happy. If the lady in this situation is not happy, she might be going through some prepartum. Can you do that? Like, yeah, you got the baby right now. Like, maybe she tripping. She like, damn, my body about to change. I'm arguing with this nigga 100 miles an hour on. We ain't even married. He done got me pregnant. I'm trying to keep my baby, but I ain't trying to keep him.
Well, and then the night that they were finalizing their divorce, they got drunk. They probably was like, let's do it one more time for old time's sake. It came out.
Dog. You got shit luck. If that's the case, bro, you got some horrible luck.
So let me lay in it one more time. Obviously, sex wasn't the issue with them. The reason for the divorce, it couldn't have been lack of sex, lack of intimacy. That probably wasn't the case for them.
Me and you finna get a divorce. I ain't trying to bust some cheeks like that. Like, maybe a couple of years down the line after the dust is settled, I might want to come back and get a little taste if you willing to give me some. But in the midst of the divorce, I think we are beefing at all-time high. Like, I'm not finna have,
Some people have peaceful divorces. They're not all. We know a peaceful divorce where they both just walk away.
But not none of we know it now, but in the middle of the divorce, we don't know what was going on. If me and you about to get ready to file the actual paperwork, the day of the divorce, when we hand the papers, I don't even know how it works, but when you hand the papers to the county clerk and they stamp divorce, I don't think we're gonna be cool. Like, at that moment, shit ain't sweet. Now it might be sweet later.
I think we would have to be sweet. I mean, it'll be hard, but I think we would have to be sweet for the sake of the kids. I think it's different when you divorce and you don't have kids versus when
they ain't got no
for
kids.
The sake of the kids. With baby number 2.
Baby number 2, yeah. But we don't mean things are sweet. Nah, I'm sorry. In the immediate time that when we get the divorce, we are not having sex that day. And you crazy. I'm beefing with you. Like, you the ops. At that point, bro, me and you get a divorce, we the ops for at least 6 months. You got to be the ops, semi-annual ops.
Yeah, I'm probably not even gonna go to dinner with you to finalize it. I'm probably not gonna want to sit in front of you while I'm signing the papers. I'm probably gonna be like,
talking about sex? Nah, ain't no sex.
To me. I'm trying to be understanding of other people's situation.
Because we getting divorced, men, people be having divorce parties lined up. How you think niggas feel when they see you at a divorce party? That's crazy to me. If me and you got a divorce and we went to the divorce party, I'm gonna call a terroristic threat in on the venue so y'all can leave out. It ain't gonna be no divorce party. That's what I'm gonna do. Judge me if you want to, but I'm not letting you have a divorce party and celebrate my misery one. And then if we were to separate, you're gonna probably get alimony and child support. But no, I gotta call it. Hey. Hey, I'm gonna go in there and pull the smoke alarm or something, but you ain't finna have a divorce party on my watch.
I would imagine that the other person does not know when the divorce party is.
Man, y'all know girls gonna post it all on social media. You gonna be all on social media. You be posting that day. We going to the whoop-de-whoop. You gonna have the knives with the sticking it in penises and whatever, the cake, the penis cake with a knife going through it. So then you gonna post, we outside, whoop whoop. I'm gonna see where y'all at. Let's say I don't know, you somewhere at the venue. Hey, I think I see some smoke coming from the building. I think it's on fire. What? It's a fire in the building. Everybody got to get out. And that's why I'm giving it up. So a divorce on my watch, nah, I can't. I'm really sitting there thinking I cannot see me like being happy to get a divorce and want some of that goodbye sex. We tried the goodbye sex before we got to the divorce. Now it's the farewell, get the hell on. Now that evening, I might be having some hello sex with somebody else, but we ain't having no goodbye sex. I'm sorry. Definitely hello sex. Hello. Anyway, tell the people where they can find you, because I'm out this joint.
India.Marie on Instagram. That's all I got.
You can find me at BLove1911 on all social platforms. If you made it this far and you're listening and you have not subscribed to YouTube, do yourself a favor and do us one too. Hit the subscribe button, like, and share. We need those vibes. You know what I'm talking about? And also follow She and I Podcast on Instagram. Leave us a message at sheandipodcast@gmail.com. We love to hear from you, and we will read it out loud, as you see we do every week when we got some nice ones. But in the meantime, in between time, it's been real. It's been fun. I out.